Hello and welcome back to a brand new video on this Vauxhall Vectra SRI. This is the 1.8 petrol with the 5-speed manual gearbox. This car was given to me by my cousin and I'm really buzzing. I was absolutely buzzing about it the day he brought it down because it was just before Christmas, even though it had its issues. And the main issue was the gearbox. So previously, if you haven't already, I would suggest having a look at those other videos. Firstly, because you can see how bad the inside of the box was, when originally I thought that this was just going to be the problem, the concentric slave cylinder. So after your comments as well and further inspection, taking the gearbox apart, yeah, the pinion shaft was completely knackered. So we've got a replacement box. I am going to replace this concentric slave cylinder with a new one. I won't be replacing the clutch because I don't think there's any problems with the clutch. We're just going to try and do it as cheap as possible so that we're not spending loads of money on it. But it's good to see that the gearbox has been capped off so that there's no ingress of dirt can get into the diff, and as well so no oil leaks. But I do want to put some fresh oil in it, so we'll drain the oil off, we'll clean it all up. We might be able to have a look at the final drive differential when I clean the oil out. When I take that sump off to drain all the oil, we might get a look inside. But for now, I just want to clean it all up and get it fitted. But yeah, massive thank you to Charles Trent's, the used car parts specialist who supplied this gearbox and assured me with a 6-month warranty that this will be good. So happy days, 6-month warranty, that's good for 6,000 miles, which, yeah, I mean, apparently it came off a vehicle with only 87,000 miles on the clock. So I'm buzzing. Right, let's get this fitted because I cannot wait to go for a drive in this. Right, so before I go ahead and fit the gearbox, I just wanted to make some checks. So I've removed the little inspection cover at the bottom of the diff, drained the oil out, which is nice and red and doesn't look too bad. The bottom of the pan doesn't look too bad, and there is some filings on that magnet on the little fill plug, which, you know, for a box that's done 87,000 miles, yeah, it's a little bit of wear you expect, but I don't think it's too bad. Right, happy days. I'm going to turn it over, do an inspection, and I'll show you if I find anything. So I found my first issue with this replacement box. I don't know if you can see this bit here, it's bent. Also, right there on the end of this nipple here, bit of plastic missing. Here's the one off the old box. There's a bit of plastic. Let's put them next to each other so you can see. Right, I think I can take that pin out and swap the pin over. Just taking that little clip off the back. There's a little clip. Just here. There it is. So we take that clip off, this will come out, and then we swap it over with the one on this one. Right, I've just measured these two final drives, and the thickness, the one that I took off, that one there, is 23mm in thickness, and this one's 30mm. Inside there, in the drive, in the differential, all those teeth look good. There's no play at all, and they're a lot beefier than what's in this drive shaft that I've got, this diff. So this is, yeah, I'd say this is a completely different box. The internals of what's supposed to be on there, that old box I think must have been off an Astra, whereas this is a proper Vectra box. It's a lot more beefier than what I've taken apart and dismantled. Happy days. But everything looks good inside. You can't really see in there at the moment, but all the teeth look good. I'm not going to take out the actual, I'm not going to take all the top off and have a full inspection, not going to bother. Just going to inspect from in the side, and it all looks good enough, the oil looks good. There's no major amounts of metal anywhere. So I'll just clean the sump up. Little magnet on the end there, that's all cleaned up, that little plug. So that can go back in. Yeah, so I'm just going to seal that back up, fresh oil, concentric slave cylinder, and then she can go straight on. Let's get cracking. I've gone ahead and started cleaning these bolts up, just running a tap. I've got a tap and die set, so I'm just running them through. So it's M7 by 1mm, it's the size of the threads on these. So yes, I'm just cleaning the threads up, getting that Loctite off. And at the other end, on the actual box itself, this is all being cleaned up now, ready to put some RTV on it. And then where the threads go in, these ones I've cleaned out already with clean bolts. I've also put a bit of tape there so I know how deep the hole is, so I don't go too deep. And as carefully as you can, and keeping it square. It's hard doing it one-handed and at a dodgy angle. There we go. That should go in nice and easy. Now it's starting to get a bit of dirt. And then usually as soon as I get any kind of resistance, I only do a little bit at a time. And I'll keep going down until that reaches the thread, till they fit flush. Don't know how well the camera's going to pick that up. Oh, there you go. You can see all the thread lock has come off there. So that was to clean the hole out, and then I'll get the old air gun compressor, blow it out, and then put fresh bolt, the clean bolt in, so we know that that hole's been done and it's clean. And then we'll give everything another clean. RTV both sides, that and the other bit, stick them together. And we just had a delivery from Euros. Cheap and cheerful, happy days. It's always a pleasure getting a delivery from Euros, especially with their drivers. Always pleasant, happy days, we like that. Right, so I'm going to crack on, get these done, get everything finished off, get it all RTV'd in. I'll put the concentric slave cylinder in, and I'll show you how we fit the gearbox. So this new concentric slave cylinder also came with an O-ring, which I've already gone ahead, just fitted in there, that little black one. So that's the only seal that will be replaced. I'm not going to be changing these drive shaft seals. That's all on now, all been sealed on, a bit of silicone. You can see there's a tiny little bit coming out all the way around. All the way around. Only a very slight bead, almost perfect amount. You see? Right. Just got to that into there. That go on like that, and in there, and there, and there, and there. Happy days. Right, let's go get it fitted. Right, so today, new dawn, new day. Gearbox is going in. So we've replaced that little selector with a pin because that was all bent up. This gasket is all nicely sealed. I don't know how well you can see, but that sealant, that bead, is perfect. That's all nice and good. And on the inside, we got the new concentric slave cylinder. And then when we get it in, we can remove this little clip with the wires on here, protecting the reversing sensor. I could take it out, but I don't want any dirt getting in to the gearbox. Then once it's fitted, we'll be able to fill it with some oil and give it a go. All right, let me try and, I'm gonna carry it over there first. This gearbox is heavier than the one that I took out, that's for sure. I was weighing the other one up because I want to weigh it in, get some prices in it. It was a lot easier coming out. It's because the selector unit. I think it might be that way that I done it. Need this out of the way as well. I've got to figure it out. Once I figure it out, it'll go back in again. all the heavy breathing there. Hard work, but it's possible on your own. I'm going to take 5 minutes breather. As you can tell, I'm unfit, so when we come back, we'll get it all bolted in. But yeah, that's how you get it in with the subframing. I don't know how long that was, but there you go. 2 men, a lot easier. Ooh, back in 5. Right, well, that's the gearbox in. Didn't take too long. Probably on the footage, maybe, what, 7 minutes, I think Harry was saying, 7-8 minutes. So that's not too bad. And then went ahead, bolted everything up. Again, didn't take too long, doing the gearbox itself. And then we've got the, you know, lower arms are in, drive shafts all connected back up. Everything's in nice and tight. Subframe's bolted back up nice and tight again. All I've got to do now is put the wheels back on and then lower it down. But I'm also just filling it up with some oil through the top here, through the filler. Just down here is where the, through here, there's a little black cap, which looks a bit like that. And that black cap just goes into the bottom, well, just goes into that metal. And we can fill up through there. And then while we're down here, we've also got the clutch to bleed, and we can bleed the clutch. I've got a pipe on here, and then it goes on to, like, there's a little nipple just in there. And on that, it's a 11mm nipple. So we can drain off. Harry's going to jump in the car in a minute, and he'll pump, and I'll loosen this, and then that'll bleed it through. And that's it, it's all bolted back up. Gearbox is back on. Yeah, happy days. And then I won't be doing any more videos on this car. That'll be it for now. The next time you'll see this is when I put it up for sale. So I'm going to drive it for a couple of months, get an MOT on it, make sure that there's no problems with it. Everything should be okay. And then if everything is okay, we'll whack it up on, it'll go on Instagram. So make sure you're following me on Instagram, Twiggs C4, same as the YouTube channel. And I'll also be putting it on the Facebook Marketplace. So keep an eye out for that, but obviously it'll be on Instagram mainly. So if you follow me on Instagram, you might be able to grab this car. I don't know how cheap it's going to be or how expensive, but it is a very straight car. It is really, I mean, for its age, really, yeah, it's really clean. And the gearbox is done 87,000 miles. Yeah, everything should be good. We've gone through all the gears, everything's going through the gears, everything seems fine. So I think that's it. I don't think I've forgotten anything. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, because, well, I've done a gearbox. Why not? Subscribe, all that good stuff. And I don't know, I'll see you next time when I'll either be working on the T4, Jenny Wren's T5, no, Jenny Wren's T4, Matt's T5, or Harry's Golf. Is that it? I think that's all the cars we got to work on at the moment. I can't think, yeah, there's quite a few. Oh, and also recently I went and done some work for Trim Porters. I went and gave him a hand fitting a diesel heater. So look out in the future for a video when I go to his workshop, and we'll have a look, and we'll do an exclusive, so we'll have a look at that soon. I'll leave a link for Trim Porters as well down below, so you can check out his YouTube and his Facebook and his website. So until then, take care, stay safe, and God bless.